Mikel Arteta's game against Aston Villa this coming weekend could be his biggest game of the whole season. Why? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm Ty Knight here for TK24 Sports. If you're new to the show, like, subscribe, turn that notification on so you don't miss a show every time we upload. Let's get into it. So, Mikel Arteta goes up to Villa Park to take on Unai Emery, who beat him twice last season and pretty much was the reason why Arsenal didn't win the league. Now, big debates are erupting everywhere, saying that is who's better, Arteta or Emery. And at this moment in time, doesn't matter if you're an Arsenal fan, you just have to look at it and say, over history, over a period of time, the trophies count. So then you could say that is going to be Unai Emery. In another case, you could say, well, Mikel Arteta is a better manager because he's taken over Unai Emery's team, which was rubbish, which he destroyed, and got an FA Cup out of that team that Unai Emery had in that time. Arteta has finished eighth, fifth, second, and second. Unai Emery, of course, when he was at Arsenal, he bottled it against Brighton to get into the Champions League because of the choices he made. Arteta has bottled it at times with the choices he's made. But if you're looking just on trophies and you are more of a trophy stat person, you are going to say that it is Emery. Me, I'm going to be on the fence on this one. Kind of rubbish, isn't it? I'm so sorry about that. But let's get into this part. Arteta has this season to finally prove just how good he is. He's worked up his cachet of saying credibility by taking Arsenal from eighth, which that was his position, eighth again the following season after that, then gets to fifth, then gets to second, then gets to second by losing out on the championship, the Premier League, by 2 points. Now, again, that is down to Arteta because of the way he managed his squad. Emery went into Aston Villa and they were pretty much in a relegation zone and got them to a Champions League in wherever. Emery has proven that he is good, given a real backing. He didn't get the backing at Arsenal. He got somewhat of a little bit of money for the Nicolas Pepe, even though he wanted Wilfried Zaha. Arteta has come in, Arsenal changed their regime, they changed their philosophy, and they backed him to the hilt, and they're still doing it to this day. So you can't really then say Arteta is better than Emery, but what you can say is the philosophy that Arteta has brought in is a better philosophy than what Emery did bring in, even with all his experience. So at this moment in time, again, it's going to be on the fence, but I will say this weekend is going to be pivotal for Mikel Arteta. He's going to have to beat Aston Villa because I think that's now his new bogey side. If he can't beat Aston Villa this weekend, if he gets a draw, Arsenal fans will come out in their droves. They'll be doing their interviews. They'll be saying so much. The media will jump on it because it's so easy to do so. Aston Villa, Unai Emery has nothing to lose in this. Even if they lose to Arsenal, it doesn't make a difference. It's not going to dent their aspirations not to win the league, but to get into the Champions League because there will be still 36 games to play. Arsenal, on the other hand, with their 36 games to play, if they lose to Aston Villa, then you start looking at it as they can't win the league. And people will forget about the other 36 games. It doesn't matter that they can win all other 36 games on a spin. They'll still want to look at it and go, they can still win the league because they lost to Aston Villa again. So Mikel Arteta's got a new rival. It's not Klopp no more. Doesn't matter what Spurs manager is. Doesn't matter what Chelsea manager is because they're going to interchange. It's now going to be Unai Emery. That's going to be his bogey manager. He already got it in Pep because Pep keeps on beating him. And then, but last season, he overcome that, didn't he? He got a win and he got a draw. So well done to him. So hopefully this time, Mikel Arteta has a new trick up his sleeve to take to Aston Villa. How is he going to deal with that midfield in Aston Villa? How are they going to deal with the strike of Ollie Watkins? I'm sure they will be able to with Saliba, with Gabriel. Declan Rice there. Hopefully he can return and he'll be fine. Is Thomas Partey going to be up for it? Because against Wolves when they won 2-0, he was sloppy. I think he was part of the weak link in that whole team. So Mikel Arteta's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to think about. He's got to get Mourinho in, but even if he does sign for this week, he's still not going to be in the squad going up to Villa Park. So Arteta's got so much to do, so much to think about in a way to play and take the game to Aston Villa. Because again, should he lose, I'm going to tell you now, and I'll tell you again, it's going to be unwavering of Arteta out, Arteta out. He's not a good manager. And then everyone else will come out and say, see, Emery is a better manager than Arteta. See, Arsenal were wrong getting rid of Unai Emery and not backing him, because if they backed him, we would now be champions. And it's so easy to say, but that is how football is, and that's how supporters think. And the media doesn't care who wins or loses. They just need a story, and this is a very early story. So what's your thoughts? Do you think Arteta's got a chance of beating Unai Emery at Villa Park this coming weekend? Or do you think it's going to be Unai Emery get one over again on the inexperienced Mikel Arteta and his old former club, because that's going to be the extra salt in the wound for Unai Emery to want to beat Arsenal Football Club. Leave your comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Road to 1,000 subscribers is so close. 121 subscribers is just needed. And maybe on this video, you can find it in the heart to say, do you know what? Let's get this guy over the line. We need to get Arsenal over the line. Bang, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And again, if you're new to the show, like it, share it on WhatsApp. Thanks for watching. I'm Ty Knight here for TK24 Sports.